Oh, definitely doing the triple threat today. Anyways, Yo Coot here, coming back at you with another exciting video. So I was on the quest to try to find something that was like Aperol, but not quite, maybe something different. And I selected these three. These two are kind of similar to Aperol. This one is off in left field. I would say the El Bandada, I think it's how you pronounce that, is more like a wine-based Amaro, like a Spanish version of an Amaro, but it definitely has that gorgonzola cheese, funky, kind of fermented, kind of funkiness to it. Wine based, very similar to Dom Perignon, if you can believe it. This one is from Italy. This is Rosso Amaro Bitter Superior Liqueur. This one is from France. This is aperitif, right? An aperitivo in Italian. Azzurro liquor, which is funny because they use in Italian. Azzurro is like an Italian for blue. But anyways, this one is a French bittersweet. So let's get into each of these. So this one, I want to pour an equal amount in each glass. And then as is customary on this channel, usually what I do is I pour a little bit of soda water in there, like mineral water, soda water, just to kind of take the alcohol bite off so that I can truly taste what's in it. But I've already done some tasting, if that's the best way to describe it on each of these. I just want to put in about, I would say maybe like a half of an ounce or like a quarter of an ounce. We're going to try to be like Monk here and just be equal, equal on all three. Okay, there we go. And then here's the third one, the Azzurro. Let's see if I can get that one about the same, about right there. Okay, so as you can see right off the bat, color-wise, this is definitely more akin to how Aperol kind of looks, right? It's kind of got that lighter red. This one is a red, right? I would say probably the most ruby red of them all, maybe more like a scarlet, kind of a red. This one here is kind of like a cross between these two, which is kind of funny. So that's just that right off the bat. Let me give them a good sniff before I put in the mineral water or club soda. Usually that's what I do to kind of take the alcohol bite off. But let me go ahead and just give them a quick sniff. Very orangey. So this one, the Azzurro, is very orangey. You can just tell right off the bat. It's very orangey. By the way, blood oranges. Okay, this one, let's give this one a good sniff. So this one actually smells, the Rosso Amaro actually smells like Aperol. So not as orangey. It's kind of got like orange back notes. But this one is definitely like 90% orange is what I'm getting. This one is just kind of like a mix of some citrus, maybe some grapefruit. I'm getting that orangey smell, but not as strong as this one. Like this one is like a way less orangey version of this one. And let's try the last one. Okay, yeah, so definitely getting the funkiness. So the funkiness, that Dom Perignon champagne kind of funkiness is what I'm getting with citrus notes. Like you do get a little bit of orange and grapefruit in there, I think primarily. And then let me go ahead and just do my little diffusion thing. So what I do is I put in just a little bit of mineral water. Let's try to make these even just like Monk so that I can take just a little bit of that alcohol bite off so I can actually taste the nuances of each one. And then we'll just give them a quick little stir here, giving them a little stir. And as you can see, right, even the color differences. Okay, so let's go ahead and taste. So I'm going to taste the Azzurro first. It's good. It's good. It's definitely, the orange comes through. I would say this is almost like Montenegro, but without the spice. So it's just more citrusy is what I'm getting. Definitely that orange comes through. This one, the Rosso Amaro, let's go ahead and try this one. Definitely like Aperol. So I would say if you were gonna swap any like Aperol, I would say this would be probably the closest comparison to Aperol. It's a touch stronger. Aperol, I think, is less alcohol content. I'll show you that in a minute. But I would say this is definitely more like the Aperol. And then this one, this is the funky one. Yeah, definitely it's kind of like you took Dom Perignon and you mixed it with maybe Montenegro. I think would probably be the best description of this. Like if I had to compare, This is definitely a wine-based one. I'll show you the bottles here now in a second. So this is the El Bandada. There's a whole bunch of writing here. Cool little marketing. You know, I think they're trying to tap into that retro look. What era? I'm not exactly sure, but whatever that means in Spanish. My Spanish is super rusty, but you kind of get a sense of what's going on there. Fresco from Barcelona, Spain. So then here's the label, right? Less alcohol content than the other two. These are, I believe, 25% alcohol by volume, but this one definitely has more of that wine kind of taste to it. So Virgili Brothers, right, imported into Stamford, Connecticut. And then obviously it's a product of Barcelona. There's that label. There's everything you need to know right there. This one, the Rosso Amaro, this is my favorite, I think, of the three. If I had to buy one of these again, I would definitely buy this one for the sole reason that I believe it tastes more like Aperol than Aperol tastes. This is like the adult, this is like the sophomore version of Aperol. Like if Aperol went to college for a year or two, right? You got your 25% alcohol by volume. You kind of got that going. There's the other side of the label. Original recipe since 1907. Night Gabriello. Here's the backside of water, right? So it's a product of Italy. It is imported again into Stamford, Connecticut. Apparently Stamford, Connecticut is a hotspot for importing these things. Not the same company. At least I don't think so. I think it's two different companies that are importing, right? This one, let's see. This one is imported by Wine Tones. This one is imported by, what is that? Saranti Brothers. Okay, there you go. But anyways, back to this one. So here's what the backside of water looks like. If you want to go ahead and take your screenshots, there's a little drink that they kind of, or a couple of drinks that you can kind of mix and do whatever. There's the government warnings. There's all that stuff. But yeah, I would say this one, the Rosso Amaro, is definitely my favorite of the three. Okay, and then in terms of the Azzurro, right, French, but with an Italian blue. That's what that means in Italian, is blue. I guess it means that in French too. I don't know. I don't speak French. I couldn't tell you. But French bittersweet, again, this is 25% alcohol by volume, as you can see right there. Same as the Rosso Amaro. This one obviously was a little bit less. But there you go. Product of France, or produced in France. There you go. French bittersweet. There's the label. And then here's the backside of water right here if you want to go ahead and check it out. So that one is imported into Ramona, California. There you go. Pressy, however you pronounce that, imports. There you go. Imported. There's your label. There's your government warnings, all that stuff. So yeah, I would say flavor-wise, if you're at the store and you're like, oh, I wonder which one I should get, what's on sale, right? For me, it's always what's on sale, especially now with who knows what's going to be happening pretty soon here with all the importing taxes and all that other stuff. I would say this one is kind of a wine version of Dom Perignon that has a little bit of citrus tones to it. And as you can see, as the water starts diluting them even more, you can kind of see what's happening now. Where this one is definitely like a wine version. It's got funkiness. It's got that like fermented, like gorgonzola cheese kind of vibe to it, if I can put it that way. Funky, fermented, kind of tastes like a wine based, I guess, a Spanish version of an Italian Amaro would taste, but with that funkiness. Okay, Rosso Amaro, definitely the closest thing to Aperol. So if you're a bartender, you're mixing, you're like, we ran out of Aperol, we don't have it, or you want a different version, do a price comparison between the two. Maybe you want something that has a higher alcohol content, because obviously Aperol has a little bit less alcohol content. But if you wanted a more alcohol-y, sophomoric kind of an Aperol, I would say this. If I had to compare, going way back from last year, there was a product called Gran Classico from Tempus Fugit, I believe was the brand name. I think they're somewhere in Europe. I can't remember the exact country, but I would say Aperol, this, and then the Gran Classico would be the next word. The Gran Classico has spice added to it. This one doesn't really have spice. This is just pure bitter, right? So you're getting bitter. I'm assuming that's the gentian and some other bitter stuff in there. And then you're also getting just a hint, a note of like those citrus undertones. Grapefruit primarily. You're getting a little bit of myrtle leaf orange, maybe some blood orange in there too, but not too big on the blood orange. Let me give this another taste just because I love it so much. Yeah, that's definitely like an adult version, a sophomore version of Aperol. Okay, the Azzurro, definitely I would compare it to Montenegro. Let me just give it another quick taste test. Yeah, this is almost like, I wouldn't quite put it in the Vecchio Amaro del Capo category because that's really got some spice to it. But I would definitely say if you're looking for a Montenegro alternative, maybe you're looking for something less expensive, shop around obviously. I would say definitely this would be the closest to maybe Montenegro, that kind of realm of Italian Amaro, even though this is made in France by the French. So anyways, you kind of get an idea what's going on there. This video is getting way too long. I'm the Old Coot. Make sure to check out the links down below in the description and also in the comment section. And I'll catch you on the next video. If you have any questions, post them up. I'm very happy with my testing results before I do these videos. And like I said, my favorite of the three is definitely the Rosso Amaro. If I had a guest over that specifically requested Montenegro and I didn't have it, or if I was mixing a drink and I needed a Montenegro type tasting beverage, I would definitely go with the Azzurro. Anyways, I'll catch you on the next exciting video.